My brother-in-law tried to teach his son a lesson by smashing his PS4. My name is Daniel, and I've never been a fan of disciplined by viral video parenting. My sister Lauren is married to Mike, a guy who thinks YouTube algorithms count as child psychology. He's obsessed with those videos where parents destroy their kids' belongings to teach accountability. I've always hated them, but until recently, I didn't think he'd actually try it himself. Their son Ethan is 12. He's not a bad kid, just disorganized. He forgets homework, misses deadlines, and recently failed math and social studies. Not because he's lazy or defiant, but because he's 12 and terrible at planning. I found out what Mike was planning completely by accident. I stopped by their house one afternoon during the week and heard voices in the garage. Mike was in there with his friend Brent, watching one of those punishment videos on repeat. They were laughing, rewinding parts, talking about camera angles. Mike mentioned uploading it to his Facebook page to make a point. I walked in and asked what the hell he was doing. He told me he was going to smash Ethan's game console in front of him to teach consequences. I said he could ground Ethan, take the console away, literally do anything else without destroying it. Mike immediately got defensive and said I wouldn't understand because I don't have kids. Lauren was in the kitchen, pretending she couldn't hear a word. I know her well enough to recognize that silence. Arguing with Mike when he's decided something only makes it worse. I realized I wasn't going to stop him. So the next day, while Mike was at work, I went to Ethan's room. I sat on the edge of his bed and told him exactly what was coming. I said, "Your dad's planning to make you watch him destroy your console. He'll probably have friends there and he'll record it." Ethan just stared at the screen. I told him not to cry or beg because that's what they want. I said the only thing that would actually get through to his dad was calm honesty, the kind that makes adults uncomfortable. I also told him that if he worked on his grades, I'd help him replace the console later. Not right away, but eventually. Ethan nodded and went back to his game like we'd just discussed the weather. I assumed he'd say something mild, maybe tell his dad he was disappointed. I was very wrong. That Saturday, Lauren texted me, "You need to come over, now." When I arrived, there were 3 extra cars in the driveway. Inside, Ethan was sitting in a chair in the middle of the living room. Brent and another man I recognized from Mike's job were standing behind him, each with a hand on his shoulders. Mike had Ethan's console on the coffee table and a metal bat in his hands. His phone was propped up and recording. Mike launched into a speech about responsibility, talking loudly for the camera. Then he brought the bat down on the console. Plastic shattered. Pieces flew. The room echoed with each hit. Brent and the other guy laughed. Ethan didn't move, didn't flinch, didn't cry. When Mike finally stopped, he was breathing hard and smiling like he'd just won something. That's when Ethan spoke, quietly, almost casually. Mike asked him to repeat himself. Ethan looked up and said very calmly, "You humiliated me in front of your friends. You broke my stuff because you're stronger than me. But everyone's helpless when they're asleep." The room went dead silent. Brent pulled his hands away from Ethan like he'd been burned. The other guy stared at Mike, suddenly very uncomfortable. I felt my stomach drop. I told Ethan to guilt his dad, not terrify him. Ethan stood up, stepped over the broken plastic, and said he was going to his room to think. Then he walked upstairs and closed his door. No one followed him. Mike slowly turned to me and asked if I'd talk to Ethan. I told him I warned Ethan because publicly humiliating your child is cruel, not parenting. Mike started yelling that I'd undermined him. I yelled back that filming emotional damage isn't discipline. Lauren finally stepped in and told everyone to leave it alone. Mike's friends left without another word. That night, Lauren called me crying. She said Mike had installed a lock on their bedroom door because he was genuinely scared Ethan might hurt him in his sleep. She asked me exactly what I'd said to Ethan. I told her the truth. She said they'd scheduled a therapy appointment for Wednesday and asked me not to come over for a while. The next day, I texted Ethan directly. I asked him, very clearly, if he was planning to hurt anyone. He replied almost immediately. No, obviously not. I just wanted him to feel what I felt. He said his dad told him later that maybe he deserved to be scared after pulling something like that. Ethan ended the conversation by thanking me for the warning. It's been over a week now. No videos were ever posted. And as far as I know, that bat hasn't come out again.